Cut it right at the loudest sound. You're like, your finger. Pow, pow, pow. Boom, 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 boom.
Can we borrow that microphone for a second?
Man, I love that conversation so much. I didn't really realize until like the second time I saw it that the swoop bike that he was sitting on was in the Attack of the Clones movie.
No, it totally is. It's the one that he rides off in search of his mom. Which George Lucas sound effect are you today? I think I'm meow. I think that's the one that I'm on.
I think I'm the repetitive keyboard strike of like
he's just mashing.
I want to know what piece of shit like land speeder that must have been the engine for. Oh, you know what? Or it was probably a pod racer. That's probably the
Cobb Van style. Just sling that underneath.
Mm. Yeah, but yes, hello there, everyone. Thank you for another podcast. Last week we just had a lot of schedule stuff to try to.
Yeah, life gets in the way sometimes. Sorry about all that, but we're happy to be back.
Just gives us
Commander Appa, we missed you too.
Droid herder. Yes, hello's there. So this is going to be more of a Marvel themed podcast this evening.
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
Immediately coming out. I just finished Miss Marvel. I don't remember. Have you seen Love and Thunder yet?
I have not seen Love and Thunder yet.
Okay.
I have seen all of Miss Marvel, though. Yes. We're going to dive into a discussion about Miss Marvel in a couple minutes here. We're also later on in the podcast, we're going to talk about She-Hulk. We're going to react to the trailer because you've probably seen it. I think I haven't seen the trailer for She-Hulk yet. And then we also have
this week.
That's right. It comes out really soon, so I want to at least have the trailer behind me before I go into this thing. But then also we got Rings of Power coming up, and we got House of the Dragon, which we haven't said anything about. I haven't even seen the trailer for that yet. We're gonna react to that here too. But Miss Marvel first.
The most recent one gave me goosebumps for sure. So like I'm excited for us. To
most recent trailer for
House of the Dragon, yeah.
Mind you. Sorry, Max is kind of jealous that he's all the way back there.
He probably doesn't like dragons too much.
Any of them. I have not seen any of the She-Hulk stuff except for the very, very, very first one, the teaser that was like months ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and everyone kind of dogpiled on the CGI for some reason. She actually looked okay to me. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I don't have the refined vision of some of these like CGI experts out here watching movies, but she looked just like a green lady to me.
Yeah, exactly how she's supposed to. So the other trailers definitely show things cleaned up a little bit more. It definitely explains the story of it more. I'm still not sure how many episodes it'll be, but it looks pretty good.
Have all of the Marvel shows been the same number of episodes so far? Has it been even?
Ooh, that's a good
because WandaVision was 8. I want to say.
And I like been 6 or 8 also. Someone in the chat let us know because my iPad's too far away for me to look through.
Thank you, Cam.
Go to Disney Plus.
We appreciate you being here. Yeah. She-Hulk is 9 episodes. Okay. She-Hulk is going to be 9.
Yeah. I still can't get over the fact that Andor is going to be 12 episodes. So everything just seems
we're going to feast, man. We're going to feast on that. Most MCUs are 6. Really? That feels really short. I feel like I was watching
Moon Knight.
I was watching Hawkeye for like 3 goddamn months.
Hawkeye might have been. That was either 6 or 7 too. But yeah, Hawkeye.
I really felt like Christmas came and went during that show.
Yeah. And then what was before that one? There's WandaVision. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
That's right. I think that might have been 6 or 8 episodes too. But that thing was a fucking roller coaster. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a good question, Jake. What was your favorite so far of the Marvels, of the Disney Plus shows? Yeah.
Of the Disney Plus shows, Moon Knight. I think really like I fell asleep.
Moon Knight.
And like I've had the soundtrack playing in my head, which is appropriate because I actually had someone who has a 3D printer print me out a little.
Oh, that's sick.
Honshu.
That's fucking sick. Don't let Michonne accidentally knock that off a shelf. You're gonna release God knows what.
Yeah. So next paint night tomorrow at Imperial Post, I really have to because he kind of has the print lines.
Right.
A little bit. I think he's too.
You can use like an army painter like little file to get those nice and smooth. I bet.
So I'm gonna try to add some texture paints and add some other colors to really try to bring out the sandstone. But
that's
yeah,
really
as soon as like someone, a cosplayer friend of mine was like, "Hey, so I just got this file. Do you want a little Moon Knight statue?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah! Are you kidding me? Just like Honshu in statue form. That was like the coolest."
No,
thing.
that's pretty fucking dope.
I'm gonna
Moon
try
Knight. I think my favorite part of Moon Knight was the Golden Scarab.
Just aesthetically, yeah.
Just like the way they did the reveal, I think, with the wings coming out, like that was the moment that I think had me the most like pumped while I was watching it. Also, it was really funny listening to Oscar Isaac's like straight up Cockney accent.
Dude, he did
that alone was entertaining.
Yeah,
no, Moon Knight was really good. So you think Moon Knight's your favorite of the MCU shows so far? That's what you said, right?
Yeah. Thus so far, yeah, because like
Moon Knight was cool.
Agatha was amazing. The fight between her and Wanda was great. The overall story of Falcon Winter Soldier was just like such a good like Captain America feeling.
I did like the story really well.
I feel so bad because I always forget the name of the really awesome freckled girl who is the
Enfys Nest. Yeah, what is that actress's name? She was really good in the Green Knight too.
Phenomenal.
They kind of did her dirty. I didn't like what ended up happening with her character. Morgenthau. Carly Morgenthau. That was the character's name.
Yeah. But you mean like how she ended up becoming a little too like hate fueled, you mean?
Well, it's like her message was something that like you could very easily buy into, and she was making a lot of very solid points, you know? And she was actually like a pretty good character, progressively minded character. Yeah. And then it's like the writers realized halfway through the show, they were like, oh, people are going to like this too much. We got to make her like psycho and start being murderous and stuff. Yeah. And it totally felt like they like did a character assassination thing so we would feel less bad when she died. And it's like, why couldn't we just humanize her and then let her go for a season 2 and learn more about, you know? But I don't know. The MCU kind of tiptoes around nuance. They'd rather have it be good guys versus bad guys, you know? So she had to become like evil and murderous so that they could take her down.
It does make it.
Erin Kellyman, yes, that's the actress. Yep.
It does make the storytelling a bit easier when you have very clear lines like that. But at the same time, though, we have like the complete juiciness that was there in Zemo. Like fucking like Zemo went from this weird side character.
Just that one gif of him in the nightclub.
Bro, yeah, but like him as a side character from the Winter Soldier movie to now this, and like he was so fucking cool.
Thunderbolts, right? Yeah, Jake, Thunderbolts. I think Zemo's going to be on the Thunderbolts team.
Yep, and then fucking what's his nuts? Kurt Russell's kid, John Walker, bro.
Right.
U.S. agent.
U.S. agent. That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah. I don't. My suspicion about Zemo being on the Thunderbolts team has nothing to do with me having any sort of like Marvel knowledge to even make a theory off of. It's just because my friend Maggie is obsessed with Zemo, and as soon as Thunderbolts was announced, posted all kinds of like Zemo's going to be there.
He's in charge of it. Yeah, it's kind of it's his team. It's his anti.
He's going to be the Q of Thunderbolts.
Yeah,
I dig that a lot.
But yeah, Moon Knight, it was just it was kind of like good guys versus bad guys, but at the same time, you had that Egyptian god kaiju fight of just like. I don't know, and then fucking just the whole casting. Oscar Isaac was fan-fucking-tastic.
He
nuts. His Arrow was who I'm like brain farting on his name.
All of the Marvel shows, for the most part, have been really well acted, I think, so far.
Yeah, man.
Like, the acting performances have been really good. Yes, Wyatt Russell absolutely killed it as U.S. agent. He took on a really difficult task.
Loki. I totally fucking forgot about Loki.
I was about to bring up Loki. I was about to say we're sleeping on that show because that was actually my favorite of the MCU shows, I think, so far.
It reminded me a lot of Doctor Who. It was a very Doctor Who-ish series. I did really like it, though.
I can get that.
The fact that it was really important to introduce Kang, who I fucking love. Like, I feel like
Kang was dope. Kang was dope.
I really have to rewatch Lovecraft Country. Now,
I was about to. Man, you're reading my mind like rapid fire today because I was about to bring up Lovecraft Country too. I loved him in that. He was so
fucking
good.
Show too, like such a good fucking show. But yeah, with all the Egyptian gods, all the monsters with Moon Knight, like I don't know, there was things about it that were just so. It was so cool. It was so goosebumps. Like,
yeah. UMB 184, happy early birthday, or as they would say in Shrewook. Absolutely, you can get a shout out. Hey, enjoy your birthday tomorrow. That's awesome. 38. I'll be there soon.
But yeah, I did just finish Miss Marvel. It was really we talked about this a few podcasts ago. It was unfortunately kind of overshadowed by Obi-Wan because they were both coming out at the same time.
Yeah, and I don't like that, man.
It was so fucking but it was Obi-Wan Kenobi, man. It's like you couldn't not put your focus into that shit.
I am totally okay with Marvel fans and Star Wars fans eating at the same time, but do they have to be on the same night? You know what I mean?
On the same night? Like that was
they were both Wednesday shows, man. Like people who are fans of both have to make a choice of what they're going to watch first and potentially get spoiled on the other one because everyone doesn't wait with Twitter spoilers and stuff. I think that they should pick one to be Wednesday and one to be Friday. And just
they did that before. They were doing
they should go back and forth, like
Mando and was it Book of Boba Fett was the Friday shows, and then Marvel got all the Wednesdays. Like WandaVision was on
that way we don't have to choose.
What?
That way we don't have to choose on the night.
Yeah, I think it was like Loki and WandaVision were on Wednesdays, and then Mando and Book of Boba were on Friday nights, and then they switched it at some point.
Yeah, they did. I remember they played around a lot with the time zones, and I think that I don't know. I don't think the show's benefited from people not being quite sure when it comes out. I don't know how that helps. Ewan refuses to join the MCU. I saw that. I saw him say he doesn't flatly refuse to join it. He just said he's not really interested. He's like, I've got Star Wars. I don't need that. I'm not looking for that.
Oh yeah.
He's already part of a major franchise, and I hope that that twisted the knife for Mark Ruffalo just a little bit. It was all talking about how Star Wars doesn't have the same level of thematic diversity.
That's true.
It's just because he didn't get his Hulk movie, in my opinion, and he's pissed that he doesn't have a Star Wars role. But whatevs.
I will say the She-Hulk stuff does look really good. I am kind of excited to see Mark Ruffalo as
I'm glad he's finally getting more Hulk content. It's too bad it's not a movie, I mean that. I do wish he did get a Hulk movie. But at the same time, I don't know. I've seen a lot of people theorizing about She-Hulk and what it's going to be about, and none of those theories seem to involve She-Hulk herself.
Superhero Law and Order, and I'm fucking here for it, bro. I
hope it is. I hope it's literally Green Alley McBeal. That'd be fucking hilarious.
Well, and we're gonna get Daredevil again, and he's supposedly rocking the old school yellow and black, or yellow and burgundy costume. It's gonna be interesting. But I'm totally here for fucking Christopher Cox, Matt Murdock, man.
So since we're talking She-Hulk right now, let's react to this trailer first and then dive into Miss Marvel. What do you say?
Yes. Where's my tea?
Yeah, Jake, that's what I was very glibly addressing just now when I was talking about how Ewan doesn't want to join. Well, I guess he's not going to take a role away from Mark. At least he can he can chill about that.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, let's do it. She-Hulk is this one. Oh shit.
Wow! Jesus, what the hell, man?
Still in control, no overwhelming feelings of rage.
No, a normal amount of rage.
You do revert back to Gen form when you sleep.
Was the air horn really necessary?
For
I like her
comedy,
skeleton capture.
This is a multi-year journey you're about to embark on.
She looks so good.
Yeah, I don't see any
Who's
flaws
your best
here.
friend?
Nikki.
They're green people. They're never gonna look that realistic.
Spandex is your best friend. Being a Hulk asks for balance.
Welcome to the MCU. Here's your spandex.
You have so much more to learn.
I'm clearly nailing it at all these things.
If you want to go back to life as a lawyer, I respect that.
He doesn't mean that.
Did they just break the fourth wall?
Hey, I never read She-Hulk. Oh, I don't know.
I've never read She-Hulk either. I don't know anything about it.
We're going to launch a division for them. And I want the She-Hulk to be the face of it. Jennifer Waters. Namaste.
Oh, shit.
I have a serious conflict.
He's from the first Hulk, right?
This man tried to kill my cousin, Bruce.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
And he was in Shang-Chi. He was fighting Wong.
People only care because I'm representing
I do not remember him
Blonsky.
being in
I think
Shang-Chi.
they
I must
care
have
because
missed
they're
it.
like, hey, that girl's green. Jen, do your thing. God, I really like this outfit.
Was that Jamil?
I'm not proud of this.
No way. She's an MCU fighter?
Yes, Wong.
Yes.
Is on the edge of a
Nice.
precipice.
I am a lawyer.
Combination.
We do things by the book.
No, the book of Ashanti.
No, the book of American laws.
Fuck yeah, Wong.
She's very normal. She's very much a regular person.
Let's do
Yep.
this.
She gets the.
You know that friend
How
you
did she
had
get
in high
green
school
in the first place?
who was way cooler than you were, attractive, got all the attention from everyone? Hello.
I think I'm
Because Bruce
jealous.
Banner
Is
got
that
like
what
gamma
I'm
rays,
feeling?
right?
Yeah.
Did she also get gamma rayed?
No.
There's more than one way to be a Hulk. See, this is confusing to me.
So
August 11th?
Yes, fucking Daredevil. Go.
Nice.
Fucking go.
Yeah, I know people are really excited about Daredevil. There was like a whole show about him that I have never seen.
In the comics, I don't know if they're going to bring this up in the show. They might do it, but in the comics, it was a blood transfusion. She had something. She was sick with something, and Bruce Banner is her only living relative. So he gave her some of her blood for a blood transfusion, and then.
Gotcha. Okay, weird. So because of his gamma radiation, it affected his blood, and then his blood and her made the same transformation. Okay.
Because since they're related, they're enough genetically similar, you know.
Gotcha. Shrek and Fiona. Oh, geez. Can't unsee it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Cousins. They're not kissing cousins.
No, that would be Star Wars. If you want
Next
kissing
thing-
cousins, go watch Star Wars. This is the MCU. They don't do that here.
Or
At least
Game
they
of
try
Thrones.
to avoid it.
Or Game of Thrones.
Say the show be more connected, everything that came before, more than anything we've already gotten in Phase 4.
Fuck yeah, I'm here for it.
What show did Phase 4 start with? Was it WandaVision?
I think it was Loki. I think Loki was the first one, and then
Okay.
and then Captain Winter Soldier, Moon Knight. Yeah, Moon Knight. Then Miss Marvel, Hawkeye. Fuck yeah, it was Moon Knight, then Hawkeye, because Moon Knight came out during Halloween, and Hawkeye came out during Thanksgiving and Christmas. That's right. Yeah.
That's right.
And then it was
Moon Knight during Halloween? That doesn't sound right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember.
It was
You're
September.
right. It was. Okay.
Ha.
Damn, it keeps catching me off guard over there.
Yeah, it was so fucking good. Technically, the Spider-Man movies really started Phase 4. Oh, but you said Disney Plus series, so yeah, that's the thing.
Okay, interesting. Cool. Well, we're gonna find out soon enough because it comes out like at the end of the week, right?
Yeah, the 18th. So essentially Thursday at midnight. But there's gonna be
Moon Knight was only just a couple months ago. That's right.
Yeah, good shit.
A car accident to get some of Bruce's blood. Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I wasn't leukemia.
That's close enough.
She still needed a blood transfusion. So I guess if she lost enough blood, then yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
When did Moon Knight come out? We shall Google this.
Yeah, that's right. Cam's right. I went WandaVision, Falcon Winter Soldier, Loki, What If, Hawkeye, Moon Knight, Miss Marvel.
This is so fucking good. I didn't count What If, but yeah, What If was.
I didn't count What If either, but yeah, that was in the middle.
Oh shit! It was March. It was March.
Okay, that makes sense.
It was a spring. It was a spring show.
Gotcha. But yeah, Miss Marvel was pretty sweet.
Yeah, it did a really interesting job of like making the government the actual villains.
Yeah, the Department of Damage Control.
Which is kind of interesting because I don't remember.
Where have we seen them before?
Where the fuck they came out of? Like they were definitely the ones that interrogated.
Wasn't it WandaVision? Weren't they the ones investigating her big bubble?
That was Sword.
Sword. Okay.
Sword was the opposite of S.H.I.E.L.D. They focused on it was supposed to be space stuff, but then they turned the S in their thing into sentient weapons. But we saw them in Spider-Man: Far From Home because they were
Sword or the Damage Control.
The Damage Control because they were the ones that arrested Peter Parker after the whole Mysterio.
That's right. And then that's where Daredevil came in and was the attorney.
Yep. Oh shit. They were part of the Vulture thing too. That's right, Woodsy Beast. Yeah, we saw them in the first fucking Spider-Man movie. But yeah, so I guess it wasn't Tony Stark that put them together, but whoever the fuck they are, yeah, they've been the ones who have been really fucking things up. But the Jinn though,
the Jinn were cool. The Jinn were pretty sweet.
Introducing more ideas of interdimensional beings, which I think is super cool, super cool. It was interesting that I forget if it was like episode 3 where it's in the past and they show like the two higher lady Jinn finding the bracelet in like the ruins or whatnot.
Oh, right.
You saw the symbol of the 10 rings on the floor. So I was like, what the fuck?
I missed that.
Why are they bringing
Shang-Chi reference?
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, this is weird. But yeah. So after seeing the end, I think it's still possible, even like for the mutation word, it's still possible that she could still be an Inhuman. I don't think they.
Right. Well, Inhumans was canonized in Multiverse of Madness, right? With a version of Black Bolt.
Yeah. So it's like. Yeah, so it's like I don't know. It's still super possible. They didn't exactly play like the '90s X-Men music. Like I tried listening for it. It wasn't like really there. Like the boy definitely just emphasized of like I found a mutation in your blood. Like, but that could be anything.
Mutation could be. It doesn't necessarily have to be mutant with a capital M. You know
exactly.
It could just be a mutation of anything. Yeah.
Yep. We still have Secret Wars to go over. We still have the Marvels movie to go over. And since we've already seen the Kree with the blue-faced aliens who like have been the ones experimenting on humans and like giving them superpowers and shit, like they still very much could turn it into an Inhuman story. But yeah, and now that I've seen the whole series, I'm not as mad about the changing of her powers. Like they still visually look the same, which is cool, I suppose. I was just, she was more, I don't know. It was interesting. The acting was phenomenal. Again, kind of like
absolutely. The acting was really, really good. The performances of all the family, I think, really blew me away. And I think my favorite episode in general was the flashback one in Pakistan on the train.
Bro.
It was very powerful.
I forget what the event was called. It was a P word, but yeah, it was the whole
partition.
The partition, dude.
The partition, that's what it was called.
Bro, yeah, it's such an interesting time. Gandhi's an asshole, by the way.
I thought that episode was very moving and powerful, and I gave props to the MCU for going there.
Dude, you got a lot of hate from like people like, oh, I don't want to see these Muslim stories. And it's like, bro, the series isn't about you. It's not for you. It's literally for everyone else. And the fact that the way that they did it and the way that they presented everything, and like doing the Bollywood stuff at the wedding, having all of the Muslim music.
Oh, I did catch the Eternals reference in there when they were talking about their favorite Bollywood artists, and they were talking about Kumail's character. Yeah,
was that his name? Oh, I didn't fucking catch.
I can't remember. I'm blanking on the name right now, but it was him. They were talking about him. He was both of their favorite Bollywood artists.
Oh god, I totally missed that. That's fucking funny.
Yeah, no, I did catch that they're talking about the Eternal guy.
Oh damn.
Good for him, man. He's got both a finger in each pie. He's got Obi-Wan now in the Kenobi show because he was on there. So he's got Star Wars and MCU. Good for Kumail, man.
And he's still eating on that White Castle burgers. Still rocking that Harold Kumar life. Yeah, dude.
Did they play the X-Men theme after he said mutagen? Or mutation? I don't remember.
Not really, man. Not really. If they did, it was super faded. It wasn't like the whole keyboard like it wasn't in your face.
Right.
But if not, like make New Mutants, canon. Like that movie was actually really fucking good. The Queen's Gambit. Did you see
New Mutants? I haven't seen it.
Maisie Williams did great as little Irish werewolf girl. The actress chick from Queen's Gambit was great as Ileana Rasputin. Like you should watch it. It's super cute. The Native American girl who played the Native American girl was fucking great. Yeah, it was super solid.
Okay, they did play the guitar lick. All right.
I don't know. They can.
Okay. Well, if they even credited it, then that's kind of like proof positive whether I heard it or not.
I didn't immediately hear it, but
I could take that as a confirmation, but I could also take that as them just trying to like tease the audience, like, "Hey, remember this cool thing? Here's a throwback for you." But like, I don't know. They know how conspiracy driven everyone is, and how like everyone's gonna make a mountain out of a molehill. So if they throw that in there, I'm sure they're doing it deliberately, and it's gonna lead to something. So
this is true.
Yeah. Maybe she's a mutant.
The X-Men and the Inhumans have they've had comic book beef for years. So even if it was the X-Men theme, there's still fucking fingers crossed that she's an Inhuman and not an X-Men, because that's their plan for the Black Panther movie. They're having fucking Namor and Atlantis fucking fighting Wakanda. Like, bro, it's gonna be fucking Titanic.
Okay, that's pretty dope, actually.
So they could easily make it X-Men versus Inhumans.
So there's an Atlantis in Marvel and in DC.
Yep.
Interesting. Are there any other things that have like direct crossover like that?
I mean, Zeus, Hercules, the Greco-Roman god.
Is there a Thor in DC? Is there Norse gods in DC at all?
There are Norse gods in DC. I don't know if there's a Thor in DC. I would need a DC fan to enlighten us on that one. But there's definitely a Hercules. There's an Ares on both ones. There's a Zeus on both ones.
I have something here. Hold on, it's slowing down my computer. But I just looked up the old school 90s X-Men intro because I've never seen it before.
Mm-hmm. Wait, the cartoon one?
This is the lick. This is the
previously
guitar lick
on X-Men.
Okay, I've heard that. Yeah, okay, I know this theme.
Yeah, you totally know this theme. Yeah, 100%.
This looks like a banger. Was this cartoon any good?
Oh, dude, it was a Saturday morning cartoon. Bro. This was in the 80s.
This is from like the golden era. This is like 94.
Oh yeah. Fuck yeah, Rogue.
I like Wolverine.
Dude, Gambit was always my boy. Now he's turned into a different boy. But yeah, him and Rogue are married now, fucking finally. Like, it's good shit. It's good shit. They pissed off the Eternals recently.
Rogue will forever be played by Anna Paquin in my head.
It's true. And then it's
like
weird as fuck. And then it's weird as fuck when you watch True Blood and you're just like, girl, put your clothes back on.
Yeah, put your gloves on. Where's your streak? What happened?
Put your clothes on. What's wrong with you?
You're gonna kill that poor man.
Look at Stackhouse. Like, yeah, get out of here. You fucking southern redneck vampires.
Man, it sounds like I really messed up because this show is coming highly recommended over here.
At the same time as like Batman the animated series.
So, that one I never slept on. That one I watched every episode.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Like, this was prime. This was Saturday morning Fox Kids in the in the streets.
In the streets.
Yeah, it was good shit.
Good times. Yeah, Miss Marvel was great. I think that I liked the family dynamic of her family the best out of all the Marvel families. Better than Peter Parker and his aunt's relationship. Better than any of better than Tony and his wife. You know, any of the little units that we see throughout the thing. I think that the Khan family is my favorite. They're like so loving and supportive of each other, even if they don't quite understand what it is that's going on or like what it is that their loved one needs. They're just going to be there for him in some way. Like I really love that her mom was the one that made her like ultimate costume,
dude. Yeah.
And that it wasn't just like her mom. Like they could have made these parents just like this overbearing obstacle for her to get around and like, oh no, like I need to go out there and be a superhero in spite of my parents who keep trying to stop me. And like,
Cam, damn,
like,
shots fired.
It was such a good it was such a good dynamic that her mom would make her the costume, send her to this place, but also she has to bring a chaperone because you know she's still her mom. Like I don't know, it's funny and it's relatable and it's so like heartfelt. They're just my favorite family.
They really, it really
better than the Barton family. Who are the Bartons?
Hawkeye, the Hawkeye family.
Oh yeah, you mean Hawkeye and 3 jars of dust?
Ugh.
No, he got them back, but his family.
Well, I mean, him and Kate Bishop, like, the dynamic between him and Kate Bishop was really cute, but that wasn't quite like the family archetypes that we got to see here.
Right. That was like
the kind of cool but like nerdy.
By the time we saw Hawkeye with that,
and like, dude, the wedding was so cool. It was
cool. It was cool.
His fiance was even a super cool character, and like,
no, the whole family was great there.
2 episodes, like she was.
I would say Hawkeye and Kate Bishop was a nice little unit, but at the same time, it was like what Lone Wolf and Cub number 6 that we'd seen in a row.
Yeah, it's true.
By the time that came out, that it's like, okay, we get this. His previous family before that, with his wife and his kids, you know, well, I guess current because they came back after the snap was undone and everything. But like, I don't know, they were very kind of just like basic.
They were basic.
They look like a family that would be on a mayonnaise commercial, you know,
exactly.
Like nothing much going on there. They weren't really dynamic or engaging. But the Khan family was like really fun to watch. It was like all of their interactions were like full of energy and just, I don't know. It was really good. It was my favorite, I think.
Even the grandma was super solid. Like, and she was only in like the last 3 episodes. Like it was, if anyone's listening who is more in tune with Hindi or Muslim culture, I want to know what beta means. Like, is beta just like the Hindi equivalent to being called Miho or Miha? Or, you know, like, is that just like...
It's definitely a term of endearment. I don't know exactly what the translation is. Yeah.
Like, kiddo, you know? Like, come here, kid. Like, everyone.
I think it's like darling or like honey, you know?
Because, like, I've been, like, randomly watching The Walking Dead with my mom, and, like, the only beta I know is, like, the fucking serial killer dude beta or Velociraptor in the Jurassic Park movie. So yeah, it's interesting.
Or the fighting fish, the beta fish.
Oh yeah, duh. Yeah,
that's the only. Yeah, definitely a term of endearment, Mr. Jeff. That's what I'm thinking for sure.
I think the Hawkeye movie. Another thing I'll give the Hawkeye movie now. I'm thinking about it randomly. Getting to see Yelena, Black Widow's sister again. Fucking gorgeous.
That was cool. That was cool.
What's her name?
Florence Pugh.
Thank you. Yeah, she just
broke up with Zach Braff. I don't know why I know that.
Well, good, because they were like fucking 30 years apart. So, you know,
he's a bootlicking Alien Empire supporter now, according to Kenobi. So true. Dodged a bullet there, I guess. That's a weird story.
But yeah, so like she just took that character and like completely owned it, and I'm really excited to see her as like the new future Black Widow. And
no, it's going to be good whenever we see her next movie. The one thing about the Hawkeye show that I really liked was I'm forgetting all these characters' names right now, but the guy Lalo Salamanca from Better Call Saul, the sword guy, the creepy mustache.
Oh, bro, yeah.
Dude, and then it turns out that he's not nefarious in any way. He's just an absolute fucking freak who loves swords and has a bunch of money. And I'm like, role model,
on
goals.
fucking.
I want to be an eccentric fucking billionaire who's just hella good at sword fighting, refuses to elaborate, and then leaves.
Like, and then becomes best friends with the fucking, and then becomes best friends.
Jacques, yeah, of course his name is fucking Jacques.
Fucking LARPing for people, yeah, and then he teams up with the LARP friends. Like, oh,
well,
God, dude.
I've been watching Better Call Saul. I haven't seen the finale yet, so shut your mouths. Because YouTube is late posting the last episode, but Lalo's faces, Jacques' facial expressions are like unparalleled. Like actors working today in TV, he has the most hilarious and insane and terrifying like eyes, and just like the way he can like stare or like do like a weird like creepy grin. I don't know. It's all mustache acting. He's a professional mustache actor.
Does he not have a mustache?
Oh yeah, he definitely.
Oh, he has it. Oh god.
Oh yeah. The mustache is the man. Everything else is sort of built around it, but like no, this man. He's a professional mustache actor for sure, and I appreciate his work.
I feel like fucking Pedro Pascal is starting to turn into a mustache actor too.
I'm here for it. I'm ready for the
thin, but
mustache era.
He's so Chilean. He's so Dork. You know, like
he grows a mustache. He's just a Don straight away.
Bro,
he's
have you been watching? Have you guys been watching the Patagonia short series on CNN? He's narrating,
the jackets.
He's narrating like this National Geographic sort of like.
Oh, Pedro Pascal's narrating it.
Yeah, dude, it's
nice.
so good. It's so
fucking check that
cool.
out.
Yeah,
he's got a great voice. It's very smooth, you know.
We just watched episode 4 of I think ironically 6, and yeah, just like hearing his voice talking about wildlife is just like kind of like the craziest, coolest thing. Yeah, I didn't realize
awesome. That's really ironic to me to have like Pedro Pascal's voice talking about wildlife, and he's got such a smooth kind of like sultry delivery. And when I think about wildlife narration, you know who I think about? I think about Werner Herzog, because he's done so many documentaries, and he's like he talks with like the opposite of any kind of smoothness. His voice is callous and grating. It's like he's like his voice is
grating.
Like, but not in a bad way. Like
fucking
it's like
empire,
you can't stop listening to it. You're like, oh my god, what word is going to come out of this man's mouth next? Like this is crazy talk. And like the fact that Mandalorian put these two people in a room and had them talk to each other, these two absolute opposite voices.
Yeah, dude.
And now they're both doing. I want to watch a Pedro Pascal nature doc and then a Werner Herzog nature doc like back to back, and just see what that does to my brain.
Dude,
see how that like attacks me differently. Oh man.
He talks about penguins. He talks about dolphins. He talks about the last episode we just watched
on CNN
about pumas. Yeah, CNN. I didn't realize there were fucking like glaciers and like just super frozen shit in South America out of all places. I always thought South America was like warm, but like no, I guess elevation wise,
South America has like so many different little microclimates in it. You know, like, like the Galapagos. Nothing like Chile, for example, you know, or like Ecuador. Yeah. They're all very different from each other.
But yeah, we should also watch a trailer for that if we can. But there's a couple other trailers that we need to watch. And
the trailer for which?
Huh?
Which trailer? If I don't have it,
I was saying we should watch a trailer for Patagonia just so that you could get a taste of Pedro Pascal narration.
I'm down. Give me 30 seconds and I'll have it.
But yeah, it's super cool. I think it's also interesting when you have.
Did it come out 11 years ago?
No,
then this is not the trailer. Oh, here we go. Found it. Give me 1 second.
By the way, if you want series Law and Order vibes, check out the teaser from Call My Lawyer. Yeah. I never tire of his mustache. 'Tis true.
Oh, is that like one of the promo clips for the upcoming show? Nice.
Jack was so wholesome. He was. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Having his wife, having the mom like be the villain, one was kind of a cool and like,
I called it early on.
2, the fact that the actress was the psychic lady from the fucking Conjuring movies. Like,
yeah, that was
so funny. That's so funny.
No, geez.
Like,
that was pretty amazing.
Some off-brand.
I almost had it called because I thought she was the bad guy with Jacques. I thought they were working together and were both into some villainous shit. And so I was so delighted when he turned out to just be some oblivious, like eccentric guy.
He was using him as a patsy the whole fucking time, man. Bro.
Best patsy ever.
Bro. Yeah, and having Kingpin, just like, solid.
All right, here I got the Patagonia trailer. Let's take a look. Nice.
And go to areas of the world where no one has ever been.
This is some incredible footage.
Oh, are they not going to have him talk?
Patagonia, Life on the Edge of the World. Premieres Sunday at 9 on CNN.
It says narrated by Pedro Pascal, but like it's possible they put the trailer together before they'd actually had him do the VO work.
Yeah, no. Hearing his voice talk about penguins and whales, dude,
that's awesome.
It's pretty.
Yeah,
cool.
No, I'm totally down to watch that. That sounds great.
Yeah, I think you would. I think you and your girl would super.
Pedro can talk about pretty much anything and make it interesting. That's another thing him and Werner Herzog have in common.
It is true.
What is this right here? What do we have? Okay, we've watched that. Okay, so 2 other things that are not Marvel related, but are also right about to happen. House of the Dragon. The new Game of Thrones prequel.
On the fucking 30th, I think, something like that.
September 1st?
Oh, I thought it was August.
Well, it'll tell us at the end of the trailer here, hopefully, which I have not seen yet. We're going to react to this for the first time. And then we've also got a featurette for Rings of Power, which I'm also going to be reacting to on Grizzled Wizard. So, House of the Dragon, man. You watched Game of Thrones, right? You watched all of Game of Thrones.
Bro, you were the one, you and my mom fucking, like tag teams.
It was a team effort, yep.
Fucking show, bro. Like, I remember coming over to your house, and every now and then you would be like, "Oh, dude, just watch this fight. Oh, dude, just watch this." Oh,
I knew the scenes that were gonna get you.
Watch this shit. Yeah, and then I think the first watch party we had was the Hodor episode.
Oh God, that's right. And we're all crying into our charcuterie.
Oh. And I had no real idea what the fuck was going on. I'm like, what's happening with this redheaded kid putting on the best cinematic seizure I've ever seen in my life?
I remember you saying something like, "Why are the zombies attacking that large man?"
Yeah.
While the rest of us are like, and you're just like, "What?
This is so strange. Why are these
Game of Thrones?
Are these blonde people fucking each other?"
I stand by season 8, even though it wasn't satisfying, because war's not supposed to be fucking satisfying, you know. And maybe that's just me mentally coming up with a justification, so I'm not depressed about how the ending actually went down. But I'm like, you know what? Sometimes nobody wins. Sometimes it's just a shitty deal for everybody.
That's fair. That's the best.
And that's real as fuck, you know. Like I don't know. I'm gonna laugh really hard if it turns out that George R.R. Martin finishes the book and ends it the exact same way.
At least, okay, so we talked about
great
this
troll.
years ago. So we've talked about this years ago at Fido.
Hello there, Connie. How's it going?
Hey, Connie.
Yes, Light and Magic is amazing. I can't wait to post the rest of the reactions. I'm only on episode 3 right now, but it's a wild ride.
Yeah.
Oh shit, Connie, it's your birthday.
I don't remember what we were saying.
Happy birthday.
Happy
we were
birthday.
talking we were talking Game of Thrones and how realistic it is potentially that like it just has a shitty ending and no one is satisfied, you know, because wars end that way sometimes.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Oh, that's right. The book thing. We talked about this years ago, how at least Martin would hopefully explain, you know, Daenerys's thought process.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just her completely jumping the fucking gun and just like, you know, like
we would get a whole perspective chapter of her and you would get that thought process and like totally it would go down a lot better than
I'm sure the Missandei scene would be a lot more traumatic, and I'm sure
if I was in charge of
longer.
And this feels weird to say because this is something that I never presumed to say about Star Wars, but like if I was going to make changes, you know, to the order of events, I would have had the attack on Cersei's keep be the penultimate episode, or like be the penultimate thing that happens, and then have the long night be the series finale. Because I don't think I was the only one out there that cared way more about stopping the Night King than whether Cersei or Daenerys was going to end up on the Iron Throne. Like, I'm like, true. Iron Throne, Iron Schmone, that's a fucking zombie dragon. Let's do that. And I think that they would have ended on this huge high if, like, the last thing we see as an audience is Arya Stark doing the little switch around. And, like, that was sweet. That was awesome. And then the momentum kind of slumped and we deal with, like, more political bullshit. And I know that's a political show at its heart, but still, like, we could have ended with such a bang. We were, like, episodes away from that happening.
Yeah.
Not even changing the story, just flipping those events around in order. That's all.
Yeah. But that means we would, well.
It means that they might not have won in the long night, if you think about it, because they would have lost a lot of their own forces.
Rhaegal wouldn't have been there.
They would have lost a whole ass dragon fighting against. She would have lost all her dragons in the process of it. She would have gone mad, and there's no saying that she wouldn't have, like, done some sort of base Delta Zero to take out the White Walkers that also took out all of Winterfell, you know?
I could see that.
She would have already mentally snapped at that point.
I could see that. Especially since Sansa wouldn't bend the knee. But at the same time, the whole fucking, as soon as she touched dirt, man, as soon as she fucking went to King's Landing, that was like,
the deadline was super apparent the entire time. You could feel it looming over every scene that they were like, get it done, get it done, get it done, get it written, get it, just like,
because they wanted to do Lucas shit, and Lucas shit caught on, and they were like, look at what you did.
They screwed themselves out of the opportunity too.
Fans. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it just goes to show, like, you know, when you get that dream job offer, doesn't mean it's time to phone it in at your current job. Because what if your new job finds out about that and is like, oh, yeah, no, we're not looking for someone who's going to do that. Like, you can screw yourself out of it, you know?
Yeah.
6 episodes wasn't enough. I don't think an 8th season was enough. I think 10 seasons is a nice round number. And that show was epic enough and long enough that they could have stretched it that far, you know? I don't know if George stopped being involved at some point and they kind of just had to make it up. I know that they surpassed what he had written a long time ago, but surely he was giving them input in the writing process, right? Like, as they
made it 10 seasons, they could have added a lot more stuff too from the books. They could have, like,
absolutely. Well, the books take so goddamn long to come out, though. That's the problem, you know.
Well, yeah.
They don't want to wait 10 years between seasons.
They could have added more from the previous books. Like, Catelyn Stark never turned into a zombie.
Right.
We never found out shit about the lady that Jorah was talking to in, like, season 2.
I remember with the cool mask.
Yeah, apparently she had a much heavier role in the books, but we didn't find out shit about that.
I never read the books completely, but I have read the graphic novel version of them, so I pretty much have the gist, and there are a lot of differences and changes. But yeah, like Battle of the Bastards hasn't even happened yet. You know? Like, so many things haven't happened yet. But makes me really excited for House of the Dragon because I'm going into this knowing what happens, like 500 years? Is it 1,000 years?
I thought it was 200.
Is it just 200 years? No, that's not that long.
Yeah, because I feel like we don't see Daenerys's dad in this series. I think we see the grandfather.
So we're 2 generations previous.
Yeah.
This show is probably going to have a time skip, and it's going to end with the Battle at the Trident. That's my prediction.
Yeah.
Seasons from now, we'll get the Battle of the Trident, and it's going to end with, like, baby Daenerys being put in a fucking raft or whatever, and, like, sent down the Nile.
Because the prequel book, Night of the Seven Kingdoms, I think was what it was called. My mom read it, but I think that
Fire and Blood was the book.
No, the prequel book.
I thought Fire and Blood was the prequel book.
No, I think that was the last, like, main series one.
Okay. Someone in the chat will know.
Kingdoms goes more in depth about Robert's rebellion and all of that.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, but I'm not incredibly sure who Matt Smith's character is supposed to be, but from what I've seen, he's the only.
So that is Fire and Blood is the prequel.
That doesn't seem right. Yeah.
I've heard people talking about Fire and Blood. I haven't read it, so I don't know for sure if it is or not. Oof, big oof, man. I feel you. Yeah. What is it that Treebeard says? If you've got something worth saying, it's worth taking a long time to say it.
Yeah, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Happy belated birthday, by the way. A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Okay.
Night of the Seven Kingdoms takes place a century before Game of Thrones. 2 unlikely heroes wandered Westeros. Complies the first 3 official prequel novels of Martin ongoing masterwork Song of Fire.
Okay.
Before Tyrion Lannister and Podrick Payne blah blah. Yeah.
So that's the actual prequel novel. Fire and Blood, however, is what the show is based off of. So Fire and Blood might be set in a different timeline.
But it's part of the main series, I guess.
Yeah, like, but I think what you're saying tracks to me. Like, I feel like it's going to be like no more than 2 generations ago.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, I haven't seen the trailer yet. Let's take a look at this thing. Let's do it. Do it.
Do it.
They spent 8 seasons teasing us with like baby dragons. Now they have to go full bore because this is like the age of dragons.
I heard the sound of thundering.
Yeah, so I think like each faction of Targaryens is gonna have their own dragon, and we might have like dragon fight.
What about Balerion, the Black Dread? Is he still around?
And all the dragons roared as one.
Yeah.
I consider the matter urgent. That of your succession.
Who else would have a claim?
The firstborn child.
God, look at that armor.
This is gonna be sick.
Ever sat the Iron Throne?
The king has an heir, Daemon Targaryen.
I will not.
Yeah, that's Daenerys' great grandfather.
Matt Smith.
Yeah.
Nice. Father of the Mad King.
Rhaenyra's succession will be challenged. Knives will come out.
You are the king.
Bro, this
Your
music's
duty
giving me
is to take a new
goosebumps.
wife.
I'm digging the music.
I have decided to name a new heir. I'm your heir.
Whoa,
I like how they have way more spikes and swords around the throne. It makes it look more like the concept art.
Do you think the realm will ever accept me as their queen?
A woman would not inherit the Iron Throne, because that is the order of things.
When I'm queen, I will create a new order.
She's the new Daenerys character. I like her already.
Your family has dragons. They are a power men should never have trifled with.
So I think that egg is gonna be.
If Rhaenyra comes into power,
Or I guess Balerion already happened. They made
to her
the crown.
succession.
I am to inherit the Iron Throne. She will block my way.
Our hearts remain as one.
Does he lose an
My
eye?
hearts were never one.
Have you never imagined yourself on the Iron Throne?
Oh shit. We got a plotting rival family. That's what it's all about. Game of Thrones.
Duty.
We lost an eye?
Or he's in disguise, but I've had.
Now they see you as you are.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Bro, it's
no,
so
this is gonna be great.
Tudors.
This is gonna be great.
Bro, it's so like the Tudors. I'm fucking here for it, man.
I'm down. I'm
so
down.
good.
My favorite thing about Game of Thrones was always the costumes, the awesome medieval CGI, like getting to see like a massive castle off in the distance and it looks really real, you know, and the action sequences.
They use a lot of practical effects too.
Yeah, they do, and they do a really, really good job. Like the story was in last place in terms of my priorities watching the show, and I did enjoy the story right up until the end. But like, I was there for the battles, I was there for the action sequences, and for the sweet fantasy elements that got stronger and stronger. And like I was saying, now they got to go full bore with like full-grown dragons. Dragons are an established part of society.
Dragon
Like,
Wars. It's gonna be fucking Dragon Wars.
fucking Dragon Wars. I'm so down for this. And also like the characters seem like people that like, you know, you can really get invested in. And that's what makes Game of Thrones, what made it such a sensation, is that like you really cared. And even like it's really clever because every single faction has someone that you don't like. But even if you hate them, like for example, maybe you hate Tyrion, but then Tyrion comes with Bronn and you love Bronn. So like every single character has like a little side character that redeems something else about it. So like you don't really want anyone to really lose, you know? So hopefully they play that up here too. And they make both of the factions likable.
Bro,
what?
An amazing. I was thinking about Matt Smith's like amazing dragon armor, like with the black plates and everything. And the
he looks like a little Lego man.
Bro.
Looks like the little Lego dragon helmet from like the 90s. You remember that?
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Oh my god.
That's what it is.
Exactly
It's like the Lego man helmet, but real. Fuck yeah.
Fucking yes.
Yeah, no. Reactions to House of the Dragon are going to be dropping on my channel every week.
On the Grizzle Wizard channel. I gotta do that. I have to do this one with you. It's too,
yeah, dude. No, you do.
It's too good.
House of the Dragon is going to be dope. And then also the other thing that's coming out soon, is Rings of Power. It's coming out really soon, actually, like end of this month.
I saw a Galadriel teaser that Amazon put out earlier today. I think I
you sent me that. You sent me that on Instagram. I haven't seen that one yet.
Bro,
I have one here too.
Yeah,
this one is the featurette, and then I'll grab the Galadriel one as well.
Yeah, hearing the actress talk about her character is pretty exciting. It makes me more excited for the character. And I guess that one dude isn't actually Elrond, so I'm curious. Curious to see who the brunette dude is.
Yeah, I thought he was.
Yeah. I think it said a different name under it or something.
Well, I don't know if we're going to learn anything name-wise from this featurette, but it should give us something about what to expect.
No, it's real good.
Beautiful.
I wonder if this was New Zealand also.
The Second Age.
I think so. No, it was, yeah.
Story in Tolkien's entire Legendarium, with the forging of the rings and the Last Alliance. And we felt that that was the story that deserved to be told.
Galadriel
the Last Alliance of Elves and Men.
For over 1,000 years, scouring Middle-earth, searching for this elusive, undiscovered, very real evil. Ultimately,
the
she
orcs
knows
look fucking great.
this
The
danger
orcs look great.
This evil has to be stopped.
From the beginning, we knew she couldn't do this alone. Every good quest needs a fellowship.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, who is it?
I think the scope of the show is massive.
Aaron here. Okay.
Ooh, what is this? What is this Mordor?
This is the time where the characters and species
Gil-galad,
that we know and love become who we know them to be.
Oh my god, look at those swords.
What Tolkien represents, it's really important that we keep that legacy alive.
In this show, something can happen in this
Numenorian ships.
changes everything.
Bro, we never see
It's
photos.
dangerous and shocking.
What the fuck is that? This serpent?
Fuck yes.
Oh, that was Sauron.
This looks epic. This looks epic.
That was Sauron sitting in the fucking crater, bro. Like fucking straight up fallen Lucifer, bro. Like, oh, this is gonna be.
Yeah, I heard that rumor too. It wasn't so much that they ghosted him; it was that they did not consult with him, and he also said in the same breath that he was fine with it, and then he was looking forward to watching it with an audience. So I don't think it's anything to ruffle feathers about, honestly. Yeah. I do agree. The costume design is awesome. That's probably what I'm the most excited about. That and the set design. I've heard that they built the entire fucking city, like a city-sized set for the city of Numenor with a functional harbor and dock and everything. And then for a couple of months in New Zealand in 2019, there was no actors and no stage crew available for any productions because everyone was on Rings of Power. They monopolized the entire film industry for like a couple months to make this thing. So like regardless of the storytelling that ends up happening here, or like the narrative consistency, we're going to get a spectacle of TV making. And I really can't wait to just appreciate that for what it is as well, you know?
Brian Foster, I don't know, but I fucking want Willow too. If it's December, that would make sense for it to be like a...
I think it is December. I'm not sure when it's coming out, but like I'm fully reacting to Willow. I absolutely love Willow. I'm playing a band called Bav Morta, for God's sakes. Like... named after Willow.
Bro, I mean, I'm expecting this to be very much like a more
November 30th.
Oh, cool.
Nice. Something to wash down our Halloween with.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm very much expecting the Willow miniseries to be like the Dark Crystal miniseries that Netflix did. How it's just gonna be like this really.
Oh creepy, God, I hope it doesn't get canceled like the Dark Crystal
cool, this creepy cool, you know, like expanded Jim Henson universe sort of a thing.
The thing about Willow is that it does have like some weird, creepy, like very Phil Tippett-esque creatures and monsters, but it's such a wholesome, like lighthearted universe at the heart of it that I think that the show's going to end up not being that creepy and weird. But like, I don't know. I think it's going to be very family friendly.
Yeah, well, so is the Dark Crystal series.
Ooh, the series I didn't know. Did you watch every episode? Because there's
not
like
every episode, but I mean,
okay, because there's explicit torture and suicide and all kinds of shit that is definitely not child friendly. No, Dark Crystal gets very dark. Age of Resistance. Sorry for the spoilers if anyone was looking forward to watching it, but you know what? It's already been canceled, so you can watch it on your own time now.
That's true.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that other people are in here excited for Willow, because Willow is gonna be dope. Is the show canon to the Peter Jackson movies? I will say the show is about as canon as the Peter Jackson movies, which are also technically not canon, because the only thing that's canon is what Tolkien wrote, right? Like, what does canon mean in this instance? Because it's not like Peter Jackson wrote the Lord of the Rings, you know.
Because Legolas sure as shit was not in The Hobbit. You know?
Well, because if Peter Jackson's movies are canon, then where the fuck is Tom Bombadil? You know, like,
exactly.
I don't know. I would say that his movies are an adaptation the same way Rings of Power is, and I would hold them on equal footing in terms of canonicity, not in terms of quality. We don't know that yet because we haven't seen it, but like in terms of like being valid within the canon, the lore, they're on the same footing. Whether that's canon or not canon, they're equal.
Same with when you ask people questions about the Silmarillion. Like at the same time, there's like 70% of people who don't know what the fuck the Silmarillion
Hodling Justista.
But you know, like in Rings of Power is like heavily from the Silmarillion. So like this is so like this series is being made from a concept, you know, that was put together by Tolkien's kids and then given as like, this is the lore, these are the legends of Middle Earth. Which and it's to themselves like they're the legends of Middle Earth. So it's like
the Silmarillion does not read like a storybook the way Lord of the Rings does. The Silmarillion reads more like a textbook. It's like this disjointed series of dates and names and places and events. And I know that Amazon was not able to secure the rights to everything. And so they had to write their story around certain things that they couldn't include. One of those things is hobbits. You're not going to see any hobbits in this because they couldn't get the rights to hobbits. It's set in the Second Age because it gives them a lot of narrative freedom. There's plenty of events and places and dates laid out in the Silmarillion for them to like use as like the surrounding for the canvas, but like all they really have story-wise is some footnotes that Tolkien scribbled, you know, in the margins as he was going, and so they really can kind of do what they want, and they have the wiggle room. And it's like, if you want 110% accuracy, go pick up a Tolkien book and read that instead. This is an adaptation. It's someone's artistic interpretation of the works of Tolkien. And so for that reason, you have to, you know, you have to regard it as such. You can't, I don't know. It's not.
That means with this logic, that means the cartoon Hobbit is more canon than the fucking live action Hobbit. So
technically, yes. Well, it's not more canon, more accurate. They're both equally canon because they're both still adaptations. But like in terms of accurate, I'd say Ralph Bakshi really nailed it. He really fucking nailed it, honestly. And the early 2000s Hobbit video game was an even more faithful adaptation because they had every single goddamn song that gets sung in the book as an unskippable cutscene. I remember finding that out, much to my chagrin, as like a little kid trying to play that game.
Oh man. Interesting. I didn't know there was a Hobbit.
I'm a hyper Tolkien nerd. I know that there's going to be new stuff added. Tolkien probably wouldn't have added, but I'm just excited to go back to Middle Earth. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Like, who cares if Tolkien himself may not have agreed with it? Like, it's better than not getting any new renditions of Middle Earth ever. You know, like if we run the risk of doing something that might stray a little bit from the lore, that's a risk I'm willing to take if it means I get to watch more Lord of the Rings.
That means we wouldn't get any of the Filoni goodness that has been given to us Star Wars wise.
I don't know. I grew up in the 90s and the 2000s in a time when like fantasy budgets were small and fantasy movies were far and few between, you know. If you want to watch if you want to watch fantasy TV, you got to watch Hercules: The Fucking Legendary Journeys or like Legend of the Seeker or some shit, you know? Or like God, remember Reign of Fire?
Bro, Reign of Fire was the shit, man.
That movie was great.
That movie, bro.
But that was the only fantasy movie to come out for like 6 years.
Christ.
It was the only one they gave us for so long.
Bro, fucking the wyverns in that
Reign of Fire is dope. Reign of Fire is dope.
God. Like I swear, I think, man, I don't remember. I have to go back and look at it now because there are certain parts of that movie. It's so funny you bring that up. Fucking Matthew McConaughey went so fucking hard.
It's him and Gerard Butler, right?
Which no, it was Christian Bale, Gerard Butler, and but Matthew McConaughey was the American who shaved his head, and he was the super buff military dude with the battle axe, bro. Fucking Matthew McConaughey with the battle axe, bro. Yeah.
Oh, geez, I forgot about that shit, man.
Was kind of like Christian Bale's husband, wife / second in command, and like helped him, take care of all the orphan kids in the castle ruins, bro. But that movie went fucking hard.
It did.
But
that was the only like fantasy steeped movie that we got for quite a
Highlander.
long time.
That's true. Brian Foster. Highlander was kind of the shit. Was that? Yeah, no, that was totally fantasy.
Exactly, Cam. You know where I'm going with this. Now you get fantasy TV shows with a $50 million budget per episode. Yeah. I just can't find it in myself to turn my nose up at that because of some lore inaccuracies. Like I would be kicking myself if I didn't find a way to enjoy it. And I'm at the end of the day, like my philosophy when it comes to consuming content and watching shows and art is to I'm there to have a good time. Yeah. I'm here to enjoy myself. I'm here to try and find a deeper meaning that was the intention of whoever created it. But I'm not here to try and fit something into a box that I've already made before I even came to the theater, Like there are people who like establish these are my expectations for this, and if it doesn't do X, Y, and Z, then I will hate it, or I'm determined that I will not like it. It's like I don't go in there with expectations. Let it tell you what you're gonna like about it. That's my rationale, and that's what I'm applying to Rings of Power as well. Is like if I was beholden to the lore 100%, there's probably going to be some things that are going to bug me. But if I can find a way to like dispel that notion and just sort of watch it for like a big budget fantasy show, you'll be pleasantly surprised and you might even have a good time.
Bro, absolutely. Like if I were to have a pipe dream about Rings of Power, like, because like you said, I didn't know rights wise, like the whole thing with the hobbits.
Yeah, they got some things, but not other things.
Because that could be very much so with the 5 wizards. 2 blues,
the Astari, the 9. There's 9 wizards. Oh, 5 wizards.
Gray. Yeah. So like Gandalf's totally alive during this time period, but we might not get Gandalf at all. But if we get the 2 blues, bro, if we randomly get the 2 blues, like, could you imagine?
I've quite forgotten their names.
I wouldn't be surprised if they both like twin, like Wonder Twin powers, if they had weather, if they could control the weather. Because it just makes that little side comment of Gandalf saying, if you want to control the weather, you'll need to find another wizard. Like, what if the 2 blues could make weather? Like, what if they cross their staves and like fucking rain clouds and thunder and shit,
Obrigada.
I say I don't know Portuguese. I wish I fucking did.
I said thank you. That's a sentence, right? Technically.
But yeah.
Exactly. Either play with the toys yourself or, watch some director play with the toys for you with a budget of $1 million. That's kind of what I'm saying.
If you don't like it, you go to film school and like figure out your own shit. You'd be a
totally. And that's not even like a brush off. It's like, seriously, go do it. If you have a passion for doing it, put that energy into creating something. I'll watch it and I'll have a good time. And then everybody wins. It's not like shut up with your opinion. It's like, no, seriously, go to film school and start making stuff. Like, your vision should be created. Everyone's should, if you have one.
Get the wizard with bird shit on his face. His name is Radagast.
Don't talk shit about Radagast, man.
His name
is the homie.
He is the protector of the woods and friend of the furry folk. Okay,
and he has Rustabel rabbits. All right, nothing's gonna catch him.
The animals. I beg your pardon.
He is friend of the furry and foe to the human, foe to the fae.
To the spiders.
Yes, exactly.
Spider of the spiders. Bro, what if we get the fucking
here on the Dork Forces podcast, we stand Radagast the Brown.
Yeah, we could even get more of the those shapeshifter giant species that we see in the Hobbit movie and we never fucking see of ever again.
You talking about the mountains that are fighting?
No, the bear dude. I'm talking about the bear dude.
Beorn.
Who is like, yes, the orcs. There were used to be many of my kind, but then the orcs.
That's Beorn. He's a skin changer.
Yep. Yeah, dude. Like we could get more of them. That'd be cool.
The last of his kind, we could get more of them. We could also get Ent wives and Ent children. Because they lost the Ent wives long ago. Maybe we'll see them.
Ent wives look like. How do you forget what the women of your race look like? Like, damn, bro. Damn, Treebeard. Like, shit.
Well, yeah. He's literally made of weed. So
at the same time, I'm sure
make you a little forgetful, I'm sure.
Yeah. The lady trees they probably left the same time the elves left. They're like, oh, you guys are peacing out? Oh, we're gonna peace out with you.
That's an important distinction to make. Radagast was not getting high. He was not smoking in the movie. He was doing shrooms, and Gandalf was getting high. And at one point, Radagast started freaking out, and so Gandalf like gave him a hit off of his pipe to like calm him down. Like they really leaned into like the drug use in the Hobbit movies. In the Lord of the Rings, he's just like smoking on his pipe and just like kind of like they never really acknowledge what's going on there.
Merry and Pippin are the only two that really like make pipe weed references.
That's true. In the extended edition of the Two Towers, they're all like cracking up in Saruman's storeroom.
Oh yeah, they fucking hotbox the shit out of that thing. But yeah, and then
Ethan, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Sauron actually doing stuff, having a corporeal body, and not just being a big old eyeball. The big old eyeball's fun, and it's a good symbolism for like the ultimate evil. But like, I like a bad guy who does stuff. You know, totally. It's gonna be more compelling.
We get to see him forge his black armor. We get to see him like turn into, you know, the big hulking bad guy that we know. Like right now, he's just like this dark fae.
Canon.
This dark face, you know, like shapeshifter dude.
And he does shape he does change shapes a lot, and it's possible that like because there was some confusion about what actor was playing him based on the photos that we'd seen. What if multiple actors are cast to play him? You know, and we're getting
depending on who he's talking to,
shift exactly.
Yeah, dude.
Exactly. I hope we get Bombadil in Rings of Power, man. I hope we do. How do they handle Bombadil? What do they make him like? He's very jovial and like. I don't know. The tone of Rings of Power doesn't seem too gritty. It seems like they are going to bring some rather lighthearted moments, and so Bombadil could fit in with that aesthetic.
Was he alive back then?
Unclear, but there's no evidence to suggest that he wasn't because he's very, very old.
Interesting.
He's older than Gandalf, so
he's just some unchanging. I guess he's described as looking like Santa Claus. Like he's very jolly and like
he's got a big brown beard. He's like a young Santa Claus, but he alludes to the fact that he's much older than Gandalf.
Interesting.
And Gandalf is definitely around in the Second Age, so
he's 2,000 years old.
Yeah, no, and it would be really cool too if like with Anatar, the Lord of Gifts, like because we know that there is deception in the story. It would be cool if like if Rings of Power fully deceives the audience. And then there's a twist halfway through that someone else is Sauron that we were trusting as some other character the whole time. And we get fooled just like the elves get fooled. Like, that would be really cool. If, like, they totally do a twist on us and, holy shit, this was Sauron the whole time? I thought it was this person. And yeah,
fucking smart. Cool. Fucking smart. Dude, that would be kind of cool.
That would be really cool. And I'm really hoping that they do something like that. We're going to find out really soon.
That would be really cool.
Salted pork.
Salted pork.
Malt beer. Ripe meat off the bone. Okay, so last thing we got here, and then we're pretty much out of time, is I got the Reign of Fire trailer.
The Reign of Fire trailer? That's what we're gonna go.
All you young kids out here that were not alive when Reign of Fire came out. This movie
also, Ethan,
was really hard.
Also, we gotta guess who's gonna become Nazgul. Don't we know who we know who the Witch King is?
We have the names of the 9 kings of men. But we
could possibly see them. I don't think they'll be called wraiths or anything like that. Hell, we might not even see humans. This is true. We might or might not.
I think the season. I think it's going to happen really slowly.
Oh,
and like season 1,
bro.
Season 1's going to end with them being given the rings.
Yes.
And then like season 2 is going to end with them being fully wraithed or something like that. You know, like it's going to take a long time.
It's not like it's not like the human kings just put the rings on and then poof, black hoods. Like I think they die. They have to die.
No, my understanding is that they wear the ring and they wear it and wear it and wear it, and over time they like grow sickly and old, and it saps like the goodness from them until eventually they die from the effects of that, and then they're just wraiths. I feel like it's not instant. They don't flip a switch, but like their life force slowly drains from them so gradually that the people around them don't really notice for a long time until suddenly they're just these gaunt, skeletal, awful. Like
that's true.
Kind of like the Gollum process. It took such a long time, and he had so many weird in-betweeny stages that were really gross, you know.
But if we get to see Dumbledore, bro, like I'm here for it. If we get to see the super,
what did you just say?
If we get to see Dumbledore, the super creepy.
Oh, Dumbledore! I thought you said fucking Dumbledore, and I was about to be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Nah, dude, the
Dumbledore. Yes, absolutely.
Dumbledore, the super creepy fucking. prisony tomb looking thing.
I was like, are you fucking trolling me right now?
Yeah, Dumbledore. He's gonna show up. Yeah, how do you say it? How do you
Dumbledore. No, you said it right. You said it right. It just sounds very similar. Dol Guldur and Dumbledore.
Dungledore.
We might see
Dungledore.
We did see that. I know. I think you showed it to me on Instagram, but there was that image of Numenor, the set that they've built, and it has a big white bastion of stone coming out the front of one of the central buildings, and it totally is showing that like Numenorian architecture was in play when they built Minas Anor, which later became Minas Tirith. You know. So that's really cool that they are making it visually consistent with like the cultures that we've seen, even though they're not the same places. They're different parts of Middle Earth. Like culturally, there is consistency there where we're going to see the same sort of buildings and architect styles. And that's also really I'm looking forward to that too, because I've mentally spent so much time in Peter Jackson's Middle Earth that any little glimmer of it, anything that resembles it, is going to make me very happy.
It's true. It's true. Brian Foster, I'm not immediately sure what you mean by that question of Elder Wand versus the One Ring. Like, are we talking about like, as in like, which magical item is more powerful than the other? Or like, because that one, I'm not immediately sure. Like, one's a shield and one's a gun, you know? So it's
true.
Or one's a battery and one's a gun. So if anything, the One Ring, like,
I don't think
would want whoever has the Elder Wand, because then, you know, the One Ring could use the power of the Elder Wand for its own benefit.
I would say that Voldemort tried and failed to take over a high school multiple times. And
he didn't have the Elder Wand, though.
And that the Elder Wand in his hand, maybe he would have won, but I don't think, I think it matters more about who's holding the Elder Wand than just the weapon itself. Because if we're talking like Voldemort versus Sauron, then Sauron's going to win. But, you know, if Gandalf has the Elder Wand and Gollum has the One Ring, Gandalf's going to kick his ass, you know? So I think it really depends on the wielder. Which magical item is more terrible, more like epically evil? The One Ring.
Oh, yeah, it's corrosive.
The One Ring, for sure.
Immediately corrosive, yeah.
Yeah, if we see Dumbledore, he'll have the Elder Wand for sure. That's giving me my favorite part of the review is I'll just talk about Galadriel fighting Dumbledore with the Elder Wand and how that was my favorite moment.
Fucking Sauron, bro. Like, going back to the shit talking of the mushrooms, like, it was the Hobbit movies that, like, he really got to emphasize his conservativeness of, like, do not speak to me of Radagast. He's fragiled his he's I forget what the fuck he said. He like fragiled his mind and yellowed his teeth. Like,
fucking Saruman. He's so judgmental.
Yeah.
The Games Workshop just released a bunch of new miniatures for the Games Workshop Lord of the Rings strategy game, and the new Saruman minis. There's one of him like hand outstretched over the Palantir, which is really cool. But there's another one of him. There's another one of him as Sharky from the end, and he's wearing the Saruman the Many-Colored cloak within the brown cloak.
Oh, I didn't see that.
He's got like the knife out, and it's fucking cool.
Oh, I didn't see that one. Oh.
It wasn't in their little article, but if you go to the Games Workshop website, it's one of the minis.
I saw the one of him in front of the gazing orb, and then I saw the other one of like I think it was him on a horse, and he was talking to like the Northmen.
Mm-hmm.
The wild
yep, there's those two, and then there's also it's called the Scouring of the Shire, and it's him and Grima and like all of the hobbits in there like riding back from war. It's all the hobbits in their finery, like on the ponies coming back, and then it's got Sharky just like with his knife. It's dope.
Interesting. Fucking Sharky, what a bitch ass name.
I know, right? Turns out underneath it all, it's just Saruman with the amazing Technicolor dream coat.
Yeah.
Anyway, Reign of Fire. Let's check this out.
This shit came out like what, 1998?
2002.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, they do. Matthew McConaughey's like.
I totally forgot it was Matthew McConaughey, man.
Bro, he went so hard.
$2084.
Oh, I didn't realize it was supposed to be like in the future.
Oh, the X-Files, the movie.
Oh, that makes so much sense
best
now.
Thing the X-Files ever did.
That makes so much visual sense because this thing was so good.
A creature has been awakened that has lain dormant for millions of years.
Fuck yes.
A species older than the dinosaurs.
Christian
and
Bale.
more terrifying than anything we could have imagined.
How did they go from 1 to 1 million in less than a year?
highly evolved.
They have great vision in the day.
Fucking Matthew
Better vision at night.
Extremely intelligent.
He's playing hide and seek.
More like cat and mouse. Unbelievably powerful.
2 glands in the mouth secrete separate chemicals.
Combine an exhalation, natural napalm.
God, look at those dragons. They're so fucking
The dragons
solid.
look really good. I don't remember the dragons looking that good. They've really aged well.
We have to hang on, work together.
And one will lead them.
There's nothing magical about it. They're made of flesh and blood. You take out their heart, you bring down the beast.
We found out where they started. We're going to London.
Oh my God, Matthew.
The plan is set.
1,600 yards, closing.
They really went all in on this movie, though.
Bro, we should do a Grizzly reaction range.
I was just thinking that. We should do an audio commentary for this shit.
It's so good. Oh, the Archangel.
To take back their world. Matthew McConaughey, Christian Bale.
Yes! Rain of Fire! Now this movie goes unbelievably hard.
It's so solid.
Coming this summer, rateoffire.com.
Bro, remember when movies had their own websites? Oh, God. That's a memory.
The Space Jam website is still up. Has never been updated. Since like 97. Oh, man. That's all we got for Dork Forces this week. But thank you so much for watching, guys.
We got to do so much shit.
Yeah, we did. We got to do a lot of trailers, actually, which is pretty awesome. A lot more to come, including reactions to House of the Dragon will be the first thing. Or actually, no, because Rings of Power comes out first. So reactions to Rings of Power, followed by House of the Dragon and Andor, also coming in September, since they pushed it back by 3 weeks.
We're gonna be so busy.
Yeah, we're gonna be eating good as nerds. We're not gonna be sleeping great though.
Yeah.
It's gonna be worth it. Honestly, it's all gonna be absolutely worth it. That is an excellent question. We're still putting together a schedule of guests and reaching out to people potentially who want to come on the show. But if you're watching this and you think you'd be a good guest for Dork Forces, reach out to us and let us know why. We'd love to have you on.
That's right. Leave us a question, comments, or you can reach us both on social media on various forums. Kyle Patarn is on Twitter and Instagram is Kyle Patarn. And you can find myself on Instagram as _sage_hope. It's definitely more of a minis, painting, and cosplay profile. But yes.
Very talented painter, by the way. His minis always look great.
Thank you. Yeah, so leave it. It's all practice. It's all practice and fucking control. Yeah, definitely.
And having good tools. I just ordered a little mini holder thing. Hopefully that's going to help me.
Yeah, there's like the primer stage, and then there's the stage of where like you first start putting like your base colors on, and then there's the ugly stage where you just fucking hate everything because like there's little things you need to clean up, and then there's your relining, and then you just fucking hate the minis because you've been looking at it for so long. And then there's the final cleanup and the final highlighting, and then you're like, oh, God, all of it came together.
Right.
But yeah.
That's Don LaFontaine, the Inner World guy. That's his name. And he is the king of movie promo. Thanks for watching, everybody. Yes, absolutely. And the nerdy content will be coming soon. And I'm going to play us out with another absolutely bizarre little George Lucas promo because I have so many of them. Good night.
The Japanese loved him.
This is my creation. Call him Sparky.
Sparky. 僕の操作にすぐ反応するインテリジェントターボメカ、映像が自由にコントロールできるジョグシャトル。これが僕の世代のビデオだ。すごい。パナソニック